What if I never escaped IKEA when I went? What if everything is infinite IKEA? What if after you go to IKEA, you never escape the IKEA? What if I'm still in IKEA? Generic intro and the Act Goes Smooth here, back with another SCP video, and today we're doing SCP-3008, the Infinite IKEA, which is apparently a lot of people's favorites. Also, I'm not even sure what in the world that is right there, an official trailer for 3008. If an IKEA, a lot of people love this one. When I dropped my first video, which was like a week ago Monday, by the Vulcan, I think this is the 5th video I've done by the Vulcan. I'm just getting the SCP. You can check my reaction last one, which I think was 3935. Leave my reaction that right up there. Also, link down below in the description, and I really should make an SCP playlist so you can binge watch through all of them. So far, I've only done the Vulcan, but I know Mr. Illustrated is another one that people told me I need to check out, so please let me know which ones, like, if you prefer one over the other when it comes to a certain video. I would gladly do that and get into Mr. Illustrated's video. But thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all the support you've shown on these videos. I'm dropping a lot of them. I'm not sure there's going to be 3 again this week or not, but patrons get all the videos a day early for $3 a month to get you all my reaction videos there. It's like 16 videos a week, but right now it's a little bit more because I'm just going insane. But I do read all your comments, whether you're a patron or not, whether you're subscribed or not, but I hope you are subscribed so you don't miss future SCP videos. And also, we are so close to 100,000 subscribers. We're like just over 2,000 subscribers away from 100,000 subscribers, which is a crazy milestone. But let's go ahead and jump into SCP-3008. I wonder if IKEA...
Good afternoon, everyone.
...made like a reference to this, like with a product.
And the SCP we're going to be looking at today,
one of everybody's favorites, apparently.
SCP-3008.
I've been to IKEA multiple times. It's crazy.
Object
it's great.
class,
love it.
Euclid.
I always thought IKEA was like high-end furniture.
Special
Turns
containment
out it's not.
procedures. The retail park containing SCP-3008 has been purchased by the Foundation and converted into site. All public roads leading to or passing by site have been redirected.
Oh, cool. So
the entrance to SCP-3008 is to be monitored at all times, and no one is to enter SCP-3008 outside of testing, as permitted by the senior researcher.
Wouldn't it be testing
Humans
regardless?
exiting SCP-3008 are to be detained and then debriefed prior to the administration of amnestics. Dependent upon the situation of their stay in SCP-3008, a cover story may need to be generated prior to their release. Any other entities exiting SCP-3008 are to be terminated. Description.
What?
SCP-3008 is a large retail unit previously owned by
IKEA
and
has to
branded
know this
as
exists, right?
IKEA, a popular furniture retail chain. A person entering SCP-3008 through the main entrance and then passing out of sight of the doors will find themselves translocated into SCP-3008-1.
Oh.
This displacement will typically go unnoticed, as no change will occur from the perspective of the victim.
But all of a sudden, everything
they will
around
generally
you
not
is
become
the
aware
same,
until they try to return to the entrance.
Yeah, you lose track of the door. Like
SCP-3008-1
you turn a corner
is a
and
space
go back
resembling
and
the
the door's
inside of an IKEA furniture store, extending far beyond the limits of what could physically be contained within the dimensions of the retail unit.
But why?
Current measurements indicate an area of at least 10 kilometers squared, with no visible external terminators detected in any direction. Inconclusive results from the use of laser rangefinders has led to the speculation that the space may be infinite. SCP-3008-1 is inhabited by an unknown number of civilians trapped within prior to containment. Gathered data suggests that they have formed a rudimentary civilization within SCP-3008-1. Including the construction of settlements and fortifications for the purpose of defending against SCP-3008-2. SCP-3008-2 are humanoid entities that exist within SCP-3008-1.
Is that what they turn into?
While superficially resembling humans, they possess exaggerated and inconsistent bodily proportions, often described as being too short or too tall.
Wow.
They possess no facial features, and in all observed cases, wear a yellow shirt and blue trousers consistent with the IKEA employee uniform.
Yeah.
SCP-3008-1 has a rudimentary day-night cycle.
You don't really see many employees running around
lighting
IKEA
within the space activating and deactivating at times consistent with the opening and closing times of the original retail store.
Infinite IKEA has opening and closing times.
Of SCP-3008-2 will become violent towards all other life forms within SCP-3008-1. During these bouts of violence, they have been heard to vocalize phrases in English that are typically variations of, "The store is now closed, please exit the building." Once day begins, SCP-3008-2 instances immediately become passive and begin moving throughout
Like employees.
SCP-3008-1 seemingly at random.
Okay.
They are unresponsive to questioning or other verbal cues in this state, though will react violently if attacked.
Okay, so they're a neutral mob.
SCP-3008-1 is known to have one or more exits located within, though these exits do not appear to have a fixed position, making it difficult to leave SCP-3008-1 once inside.
How difficult?
Using
It's
any other
infinite
door
IKEA.
besides the main entrance to enter the structure or breaking through the walls of the retail unit leads into the non-anomalous interior of the original store.
Huh?
Since containment began, 14 individuals have managed to exit SCP-3008.
Out of
Following
how
extensive
many?
debriefing, all individuals have been administered amnestics and released.
Amnestics. Oh
Incident
no.
3008-1. At 0:37 hours on 2000, a human male exited SCP-3008, followed 10 seconds later by an instance of SCP-3008-2. SCP-3008-2 caught and killed the
hold
man
up.
before
Wait.
itself being terminated by an armed response
The
personnel.
monsters inside can leave?
This incident represents
That's
the
not
only
fair.
time an instance of SCP-3008-2 has been seen exiting SCP-3008. A full autopsy on the corpse was performed. See 3008-2 autopsy log for more details. The man was carrying an IKEA-branded journal, seeming to document his time in SCP-3008-1.
That's good.
Transcribed
Did he try to
below
steal a product? Is
verbatim.
that why? Because he took the notebook? Did he pay for it?
So, I'm writing this to document what I can only assume is my sudden descent into insanity. I can't possibly
pretty
be
cool,
that
though.
bad a navigator. And yet, as I write this, I've been trapped in IKEA for 2 days.
That would be me.
I haven't seen
That would be me.
another person in the entire time I've been here.
That'd be me.
I thought it was a prank at first.
I'd be like, oh, dude,
Turn
I'm
the place into a maze.
I'm so
get all the
good
people out.
at
and
sense
see
of
how long
direction.
it takes me to get lost. Then everyone has a good old laugh. Realized that wasn't the case when I tried to backtrack. Everything had changed, so
When the Fire
I
Nation
ended
attacked.
up lost. Instead of the exit, it was just row after row of bookcases. So I'm trapped in an IKEA. Sounds like the setup for a bad joke. The lights went out at 10 p.m., nearly giving me a fucking heart attack.
That's fair.
That loud electrical thunk sound, and then pitch blackness. Place is full of beds, though, and my phone has a torch on it. But no damn
Flashlight,
signal.
but let's hope
I
your
found
phone
a
wouldn't be
bed.
on fire.
And went to sleep. I spent most of the day trying to find my way out with no luck. Did find a restaurant serving those meatballs, though, so at least
Yeah,
I won't
I've
stop.
never had an IKEA meatball.
That's
I don't think I've ever had
probably the
meatballs at
punchline
all.
to that joke. Anyway, they were still warm and fresh, but I haven't seen anyone around who could have cooked them. Made my way back to the beds before the lights cut out again, since it's too dark to search with them off.
Oh,
It's 9:10 a.m. now. The lights came back on a little while ago.
9 a.m.
Sure,
probably.
I've searched the entire area where I came in now, and the exit obviously isn't here. So
So what?
I'm gonna pick a direction and hope for the best.
It's gonna be infinite. What happens if you like have a rope tied to you and
Day
you
3
enter
of my magical
and lose?
IKEA mystery adventure.
Does the rope still connect to the
If I
door,
wasn't sure that
Or does
there was
rope get
something
longer?
seriously weird about this place before, I am now.
or does it act like a tether?
Walked for 3 hours in a more or less straight line. Insert IKEA joke here. Before I came across a ladder next to one of those huge stock shelves they have here. Climbed up to get my bearings, and it looks like this place just stretches on forever.
Oh,
Like that
oh,
scene from The Lion
oh
King,
wow!
except instead of trees and grass, it was all shelves and tables and crap. I did see a person moving not too far away though, so I headed over.
I don't think there's anything IKEA
Thought it
in my
was a
house.
staff
I don't think there
member at
is.
first. It was wearing a uniform. Hell, maybe
really?
it was. Maybe freakish 7-foot-tall monsters with long arms, short legs, and no faces are just the kinds of thing that they want working at a super IKEA.
Super IKEA.
Damn thing completely ignored me though, and with no eyes
IKEA
or ears,
had
I
to-
can't even be sure it knew I was there.
IKEA had
Thought
to
about
make a
shoving it or
reference to this.
something to get its attention, but its hands were big enough to crush a watermelon, so I decided against it.
Smart.
It
Dude
just
made a
kept
business
moving,
decision.
and I eventually lost sight of it, so I decided to carry on the way I was going. Anyway, no comfy bed for me tonight.
What do you mean? They have
Looks
good
like
beds.
I've entered the improbably hard and pointy table section of the store. Guess I'll have to make do with some bunched up tablecloths. Phone battery died during the day too. Didn't work anyway, but I feel like I've just lost some vital lifeline.
That's fair.
You ever see one of those cartoons where they're going through doors in a hallway
What
and
if
they just pop out of another door?
What if the employees see you like while you're sleeping,
That's
like
how I feel
on a
right
bed or
now.
something? They have beds and
I've
stuff.
seen nothing but the same identical bookshelf for 2 days now. Just row after row after row of them. I mean, come on. I love books just as much as the next guy, but this is excessive. I'm obviously still moving forwards, though. I can see the signs hanging overhead passing by. Too bad none of them say exit.
Felt like they would have to have a fire
Not
exit
sure
marked, you know?
who I was addressing that question to. Let's just say it was practice for the autobiography I'm gonna write when I get out of here.
I mean, he eventually did get
I'll call
out.
it my perfectly normal trip to a regular old IKEA.
It's a super IKEA.
If I ever get out of here. Finally found some other people. Yeah, turns out I'm not the only poor bastard trapped in here. Lucky for me, I guess. My 6th night here, 2 of those staff things came at me in the dark.
Oh?
Different from the first one I saw, but still messed up. Heard them coming. They were saying that the store was closed and I had to leave the building.
How?
All nice and polite like. I'm not sure which part of that was weirder. That they didn't have mouths, or that they were
How are
apparently
they
trying
saying
to
that?
kill me while they were saying it.
How did you
Came
survive?
at me like rabid dogs. So I legged it. Sprinting through IKEA in the dark like a fucking madman.
But some of them are...
I saw it when I cleared another stand
Some of
in
them
front of
are
those
like
giant
tall, so
stock
it's
shelves,
fast.
all lit up with torches and floodlights. They've built a whole town here. Got a massive wall built out of shelves and beds and tables and whatever else. I swear to God, it was the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen.
I
Anyway,
guess
I
other
guess they saw
people...
me coming, or they heard my manly bellows of fear, because they had a gate open and 2 people were there waving me in. Heard the staff thing slam into the gate behind me after it closed.
Oh, wow, he's
Still
about to get
politely
got.
informing us that the store was now closed. They wandered off eventually, though.
I guess they stopped looking at people.
They
Object
call the
permanence
town
doesn't exist.
Exchange, because that's what's on the sign hanging from the ceiling directly above it. Exchange and returns, all lit up against the night,
Which is
using lights they
close to
found
the
and
exit,
plugged
right?
into the power lines. And there are beds and food and people. Over 50 wonderful people
50?
with regular-sized limbs and a full set of facial features.
Nobody's missing
Now
anything?
my 7th night here, and the first one not spent in darkness. A full week living in IKEA.
Sounds like an episode of Black Mirror.
There's probably a TV show in that somewhere.
Just
Now that I'm
IKEA
around other
Infinite.
people, I'm starting to feel more normal.
Yeah.
Maybe normal isn't the word, but
Watch this
after
movie not
a
be
week
real or
with
something.
only the sound
I
of
guess
my own
they said.
footsteps for company, I was becoming increasingly sure that I'd just gone nuts. That I was tied up in some padded room somewhere, banging my head against the wall. But no, I feel quite sane.
I guess they have
Thank you very
infinite
much.
food, too?
Apparently there are other towns out there. Some with more people, some with less. I found that fairly mind-boggling. How can that many people go missing with no one noticing?
Well,
Surely someone would have noticed that everyone who goes to IKEA seems to f***ing vanish. Or maybe it's not everyone. Maybe we're just the lucky ones.
I kind of want to go to IKEA
People
now.
here just call those staff monster things the staff. Apparently they're fine during the day, minding their own business, walking the aisles. As soon as the lights go out, they go f***ing bonkers.
Which is terrifying.
So, during the day, people go out to find food, water, and whatever else they
And they'll
need.
hunker down at night, yeah.
Apparently there are restaurants and shops around that get randomly restocked.
Infinite
No one knows
IKEA,
how.
infinite
Maybe
everything.
the staff do it. Apparently they aren't very good at their jobs though, because the restocking sometimes takes a while, which means the food needs to be rationed.
Oh.
Maybe if they weren't so busy chasing people around in the dark, they'd get more done. Anyway, when night comes, the staff go nuts and everyone holds up inside the walls. Apparently it's the same everywhere in this place. Wherever this place
Because
is.
anybody, like,
The
defeated
your IKEA.
the staff?
From whence all other IKEAs sprang. Or maybe we're all still just in the regular IKEA and this is all some fever dream brought on by a mind-numbing boredom. Who knows?
I'm an hour away from IKEA. I don't know if I
Here
should
for
go
10
or not.
days now.
10 days?
Most of the people I asked said they stopped keeping track a long time ago. And one guy,
How long?
Chris, said he'd been here for years.
Years? Bro spent years in IKEA?
Apparently, there are rumors of people who do manage to get out, and people who see the exit only to have it vanish before their very eyes.
Hell.
I get the
They're
feeling
looking
not
right at it.
everyone believes that, but I do. Explains how he got stuck in here in the first place. Sort of. And I mean, come on. Staff monsters, row after row of high-quality Swedish furniture.
High quality
I
Swedish.
don't know why they would find a disappearing door so hard to believe in.
Fair.
Anyway, I went out scavenging for food in a nearby shop with Sandra and Jerry today. Once you learn the landmarks of this place, it's not so hard to navigate.
Wait,
The
so
overhead
it's
signs
not
help a lot.
constantly
But
changing?
there are others. Not too far in the distance, a huge section of those giant stock shelves is collapsed against each other. And
Oh.
way off in the east, we all assume it's east anyway.
To the right.
Apparently IKEA doesn't sell compasses.
Really?
Some kind of tower that looks like it's made of wood. Reaches all the way up to the ceiling.
Is that the exit?
Maybe they were trying to break out through the roof.
Not a bad idea.
It lights up at night, so there must be people there. But apparently, it's a few days' walk.
Do they,
which
like-
means it must be miles away.
A few
So no one
days?
here really knows for sure. Apparently, I got incredibly lucky sleeping out in the open for a week without getting ripped to bits by the staff.
Yeah, so they just find
That's
you.
me. Lucky, lucky, lucky. We found some food in
Also,
the shop.
he went to IKEA
Guess
by
the
himself?
Staff restocked it during the night, which was nice of them. There was a telephone on the wall, so I figured I'd try it out. There was a voice on the other end, but they were just talking nonsense. Random words strung together with no real meaning. You ever see a
That's
video
contact.
of someone with aphasia? Kinda sounded like
Yo?
that. Didn't answer me when I spoke to them anyway. Sandra says all the phones in here are the same. Oops. Asking the journal questions again.
Oh.
I was
He's
thinking
not losing
last
his
night,
mind as much.
the ceiling on this place is pretty high, and as far as anyone can tell, it goes on forever.
The ceiling goes on
Shouldn't there be
forever.
some kind of weather in here? I'm sure I read about some NASA building that was so big it had its own weather.
I mean, there's a cave system in
With clouds and
China,
stuff.
I believe, that has its own
This
weather
place is
system.
definitely bigger than that. But now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure I've never felt so much as a temperature change in here.
Their
I'll
air
add it to the
conditioning
grand
was
list of
crazy.
weird bullshit. The staff attacked the exchange last night. Must have been 20 or 30 of them all just asking us to leave the store.
So they-
Calm as you like, while trying to smash the walls down with their bare hands.
Oh, so they do
Apparently
try to
this
attack.
happens pretty regularly, so everyone is prepared for it. Knives from the restaurants, lawnmower blades made
They
into
sell
hatchets,
lawnmower blades,
fire
but
axe.
they
One
don't sell
guy,
compasses?
Wasim even made a functional crossbow. Anyway, the walls have holes in them, which
That's
I hadn't
not
noticed
good.
before. Specifically so we can stab out at the staff when they attack.
Oh, wow, okay.
Took a couple of them down myself.
Oh,
They
okay.
don't
Probably
seem to
infinite
bleed,
staff, though.
which is weird.
Oh.
But they go down as easy as a regular person once you start sticking holes in them. We had to haul the bodies away in the morning.
Why?
Apparently the dead ones will attract more during the night, so we had to get them away from exchange.
That makes
We
sense.
have a couple of those trolley
What if they
things
set up a
they
trap
used to
with them?
move big boxes around, so we loaded them up and took them over to pickup. Apparently, people just name everything in here after whatever sign is hanging overhead.
It's a good way to keep up with it, but there's got to be multiple exchanges, right?
There were hundreds, maybe thousands of dead staff, all piled up.
Thousands?
There was no smell, which was a blessing. Apparently, in addition to not bleeding, these things don't rot either. My curiosity got the better of me while we were unloading them, so I took a look at one of the more cut-up ones.
Maybe they're just
They're just skin.
the
Or
IKEA.
something that looks like skin.
Like-
all the way through. No muscle, no bone, no organs. Are they even really alive?
No.
In the first place?
I think they're just
Certainly seem
IKEA.
like they have bones when they're moving
puppets.
around, pounding on the walls. And I'm sure I felt more resistance than just skin when the knife went in during the night. Maybe something happens to them when they die. Just one more thing on the ever-increasing list of weird shit that goes on in here, I guess.
Okay. I
Something
mean,
occurred to
what?
me. After the staff attack the other night, every time you see a situation like this on TV or in a film, like it's the end of the world or everyone is trapped on an island or whatever,
He
once
gets
groups
out,
like
though.
ours start to form, people always seem to turn on each other, fighting for food or dominance or whatever else.
Do they have to
That
compete with
has
the
to
other
happen here.
cities? They said
Apparently,
days.
people from other towns come by from time to time just to check in or occasionally trade if they're short on something. but everything is always cordial. Friendly, even. Maybe it's the threat of the staff, or perhaps the
Everybody's just
constant
trying to
restocking of
survive.
supplies
Which it makes sense that
shops
they're
means
spread out.
There's nothing much to fight over.
If there was more, then they would attract
Maybe
more
people are
staff.
just better than they're generally given credit for. That's a nice thought. I think I'll go with that one. A dozen people showed up at the gates this afternoon from a town called Trolleys. Apparently, the staff broke through the walls and tore the town apart during the night.
And they got away?
These 12 are the only survivors.
How many
out
people
of
were
over
there?
100.
Oh!
We let them in, obviously. One more point in the human decency column.
Do you think they let them
Later,
in? But
I asked if anyone knew how many of these towns were out there. Between us and the new folks, we managed to come up with over 20 names. 20 towns filled with people, and who knows how many beyond that. The motto for this place should be, how is that even possible? Surely someone, somewhere, must be looking for the thousands of people that must be in here.
That's a good question. Are they not? Is the Foundation not going to send any testing in?
Not that much changes, as it turns out. A couple of new people showed up. Same story as the rest of us. Nice little trip to IKEA.
Eventually,
suddenly they're trapped in Billy Bookcase's house of faceless weirdos.
Eventually, they're gonna not have enough food.
The exchange once or twice a week. We kill them and haul off their bodies. Sometimes they hurt some of us first. They killed a guy called Jared a couple of weeks back. It was awful, frankly. Turns out, regular humans still bleed in here, even if the staff don't. We tried our best, but none of us are doctors.
Understandable. I mean,
Jared was a
IKEA
good
sells
guy.
first aid stuff, don't they?
He deserved better. We all do. It occurred
I'm
to me
sure
that
there's
a
at least
couple
one
days
bad
after
person
that,
out of
none of us
100.
were really looking for a way out of here.
I don't know how many people were in
I
the
don't even know
exchange.
where we'd start. One of those quadcopter things with a camera attached buzzed past exchange today.
A
I thought it
drone?
meant that someone was finally looking for us, that help was on the way. Apparently it's not the first time this happened, though. Same thing happened a few months ago, and everyone is still here. No idea if it saw us. It didn't stop if it did. Just kept flying until we could no longer see it.
What?
Note,
What?
based on recovery
How-
time of the
I
journal,
guess it
this
can-
entry
you can
appears to
fly a
line up
drone in.
approximately with our first successful test piloting a drone
Instead of sending
inside
people in that, they'll just-
SCP-3008-1.
I guess they
Analysis
could.
of footage
Yeah.
shows a walled settlement under a sign labeled Exchange and Returns. Attempts to relocate the settlement failed.
Oh.
Origin of previously sighted drones is unknown.
But who else sent a drone in?
I started talking to people about the stuff they miss from home during dinner today. Probably not the best idea I've ever had.
No.
Everyone seemed
I mean, other people's got to think about that.
A bunch of people here have families.
I mean, they have the hope of
Husbands
getting out
and
of there.
wives, kids, dogs. Franklin apparently has a pet llama, though I'm not sure I buy that. But apparently some of the people here have some seriously odd gaps in their knowledge. 3 of them had never heard of the International Space Station.
Wait.
2 of them seemed to think it was the Prime Minister.
Who?
And one of them had apparently never heard of the Statue of Liberty. I believed them, too.
Are
They
their
seemed just as
clothes,
confused
like,
as the
modern?
rest of us. The more I thought
Are
about
they,
it,
like,
though,
from the same
more it started
years?
to explain a few things. What if the reason no one is looking for all us missing people is because we haven't all come from the same place? This is gonna sound weird. Maybe that should be the motto for this place. But what if all the people here have come here from different dimensions?
Different
realities,
IKEAs, maybe?
Whatever you call it. I've seen enough TV shows.
Or maybe they're
to
just
know
from different
that
worlds, like you said.
Sarah comes from a place where there's no Statue of Liberty. They didn't launch a space station where Wasim is from. If everyone here came from different places,
But they all speak
even
English?
from ones that seem identical, there'd be no huge missing persons panic, no mass search. We'd just be a blip, a single missing person in a world of non-stop news.
That's actually fair.
Well, that was a fun train of thought.
Oh, well,
Just realized that yesterday was the 6th month.
he's did a good job of
anniversary
keeping
my
track
arrival
of
here.
the days, even though he
I wonder
forgot
if IKEA sells
the day
party
itself.
hats. The routine around here has remained more or less the same. More new folks show up, one every couple of weeks or so. Food supplies go up and down, but we've never actually had a major shortage. Occasionally, we get a visitor from one of the nearby towns, usually checkouts or aisle 630.
Guess
We
they're
check in
supposed
with
to.
each
They
other
should map
from
it
time
out
to
if they
time,
could.
occasionally trade supplies if someone gets particularly low on something.
Normal stuff.
It's comforting, in a way. A reminder that we aren't alone.
I can't. It's a good thing they're not alone.
A small glimmer of civilization. Sometimes they bring medical supplies. Apparently, there's a pharmacy a few towns down from checkouts that gets restocked every now and then, so they share out what they can.
IKEA has a
I've never
pharmacy?
heard of an IKEA with a pharmacy
Yeah.
before, but at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if someone stumbled on an IKEA organ harvesting lab. Would certainly explain the staff.
Yeah, it would.
Speaking
Well, they don't
of
have
our
organs.
faceless
Well, actually,
jailers,
that's why they
our
wouldn't.
attacks have been getting worse lately.
What do you mean
3
getting
to 4
worse?
times a week now.
That's
Twice
bad.
as many staff as there used
That's
to be.
real bad. It's because there's more
No
people?
idea where they all come from, or why the attacks have increased. We tried following one of them during the day a few weeks ago, me and Sarah. Wanted to see if they led back to a staff room or something. Didn't seem to go anywhere.
Are there any employees
Just
only areas?
randomly walked through the aisles. We had to turn back before we found anything. We've been reinforcing the walls, trying to arm ourselves better. Certainly no lack of materials to use, while Team has been making more crossbows.
That's good.
But it's pretty slow going. Too bad IKEA doesn't sell guns. Never thought I'd say that.
Note: no new personnel have entered
5-7.
SCP-3008 at
9
site in the time span indicated in this entry.
The attacks are getting bad now.
Okay, why is that
Almost
note?
every night. And with so many staff that the bodies almost pile high enough for others to climb the walls.
Oh, make the walls
I
higher.
think we're in real trouble here.
Yeah, you are.
Exchange is... I think exchange is done. We got hit pretty bad last night.
Why can't they just
Not
build
many
another one
casualties,
near it
but
during the day?
The wall is wrecked. We finally figured out why the attacks have been escalating too.
Why?
A box of supplies had a chunk of one of the staff in there.
How did
No
that...
idea how
What?
it happened.
How the...
Apparently a piece of one will draw them. As
Wait,
well as a
maybe
full
they
body.
did that.
Too late now. In any case, there's too many bodies for us to haul away and still have time to fix the wall before midnight.
Before
Candace
night,
has
not
called a
midnight.
meeting. I suspect there will be talk of abandoning exchange. Maybe try and get shelter at the checkouts or something. It's already getting late.
You don't make that call that night of. I
don't
guess
think
it's
we'll have
every
time
night.
to make it. Maybe some of us will. I
Dude,
was
this would
fine for
make
that first
such a
week out
good
in the dark
video
after
or
all. But then,
show or something.
how often
Movie.
can I keep getting lucky?
But it's
I'm
because
only
of,
writing
like,
this
what
for a
SCP
sense
is,
of
like,
closure.
listed as. The licensing or
For
whatever.
me or for anyone who finds this.
That'll, like, never
If
happen.
this is the final entry here, I hope whoever is reading this is doing so from outside of this place.
Well, they are. I think.
My biggest fear. If I do die tonight, I'll just wake up here again in the morning.
What if you wake up as a staff? Well, what happened to
Note:
the dude that died?
this is the last entry. It is assumed that while he was attempting to reach the checkouts settlement, he was separated from the rest of his group by pursuing SCP-3008-2 instance and happened upon the exit.
What do you mean happened upon the exit? Is that just trying to tease him?
Oof.
Oof!
I've been to IKEA a few times, and that guy's recollection, not that different from mine.
Yeah.
Just saying. That place is a war zone.
Yeah.
Also,
I've been to IKEA
why
a
do
couple
I
times.
keep on getting assigned interdimensional SCPs? I don't know. Anyway, I think that about does it for today. Thank you very much for listening, if indeed you still are, and you are all dismissed.
What if...
Go away. I'm just kidding.
What if I
Goodbye.
never escaped IKEA when I went? What if everything is infinite IKEA? What if after you go to IKEA, you never
I would
escaped
like to give a
IKEA? What if I'm
special
still in
thank you
IKEA?
to Curva Gaming, Zach Geller, James Saba, Catherine Jones.
I'm glad to see his
Drax
Patreon is
Merrick, Pablo
blowing
Ice,
up.
917,
And this video's old, isn't it?
Burlington the Cat, Kareem
5 years
Elaspool,
ago. Good for
Justin
you.
Day.
Wow.
Curie Kuma, Riley Sean Murphy, Trevor W.
I have a
Pegg,
patron as well. I wouldn't be able to
White
do this if it
Crew,
was for patrons, so shout out to
Nicholas
them.
James Vojak,
And also shout out to all the people that enjoyed these
Bryson
videos.
Bailey,
I appreciate all the
my
support.
archive curator Nick,
A lot
Tiger
of,
Ball,
lot of good comments on these
Alex
as well,
Gill,
informing me of stuff.
Dre
A lot
Rip,
of comments.
The Android, Jacob Gannon Patey, Quartz 563, and Tree Hero. If you would like a special thank you at the end of each of my videos, and some other cool
I don't know
stuff
if there'll
as
be
well,
another
visit
video this week.
patreon.com/theVulcan.
I don't know if there'll be another one. This
Thank
video
you.
should be going live on Wednesday. Which, hopefully Wednesday, I'll be doing my charity live stream for Western North Carolina as a North Carolinian. I live in the middle of North Carolina. I actually went to college in Western Carolina for a whopping 5 days, and then said screw it and left. I got my money back. But me and my friends are going to get together and hopefully do a live stream for charity to benefit Western North Carolina. It's going to be awesome. We're going to be playing Mario Party. It's going to be my first time ever playing. It's going to be Kirby's first time ever playing. It's going to be Tina's first time ever playing. I think Montana's actually played it before. But it's going to be a fun time. Definitely on the lookout for that. This video should be going live on Wednesday. I'm not sure if this is going to be the 4:30 video or the 4 video. No, the live stream, it's probably going to be up on the channel or whatever. So definitely watch that. It's going to be a fun time. Infinite IKEA, though. What if Infinite IKEA is more than just IKEA? What if, like, it was able to create a world outside of IKEA? What if it just takes me to a different dimension? You know? Like, what if, like I said, what if I went to IKEA and I left IKEA and it's not the same dimension that it was when I went in? What if it's a parallel dimension? What if I'm still in Infinite IKEA, but it's not Infinite IKEA anymore? Maybe it's an illusion. Maybe I'm still in Infinite IKEA, but it's just pretending to not be. Okay, well, I'm pretty sure there's a term for that. I don't know what's real anymore. All I know is, for some reason, I want to go to IKEA right now. But I really hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what the next one should be. Maybe it'll be out Friday. I'm not really sure. It should definitely be another one out on Monday. Patrons get all the videos a day early. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. But until next video, take care and keep the music.
We were playing